Shift our focus to more developments coming in. Viewers, we're now learning that the number of Afghan nationals arrested and detained in Pakistan has surged by 146% in a single week following the reopening of border crossings. This is according to a joint report by the UN Refugee Agency and the International Organization for Migration. A total of 7,764 Afghan nationals were detained in the week ending the 1st of November. This is a sharp spike from the previous week. Of those arrested, 77% were Afghan citizen card holders or undocumented individuals, while proof of registration card holders are accounted for about 23% of those who have been detained. Balochistan, interestingly, has recorded the highest number of arrests, comprising 86% of all detentions across Pakistan. Between the 1st of January and the 1st of November this year, Chagai, Attock and Quetta have in fact emerged as the top districts for such arrests. The rate of returns and deportations has also increased significantly during the last week of October. Returns have risen by 101% from 18,630 to 37,448, while deportations have climbed by 131% from 3,341 to 7,733. The holders accounted for 47% of returns, undocumented individuals for about 44%, and ACC holders about 8%. Amongst the deportees, 93% were undocumented. The report has attributed the surge primarily to the reopening of the Chaman border, with Torkham also reopening on the 1st of November. Fears of arrests were cited as the main reason for returning by 93% of undocumented and ACC holders and 39% of holders since April 2023. In fact, since September 15, 2023, a total of 1,667,713 individuals have returned to Afghanistan. With us on the broadcast is Dr. Satoru Nagao, fellow at the Hudson Institute, joining us from Tokyo. We've seen a large influx of migrants, of refugees from Afghanistan into Pakistan after the takeover of the Taliban regime. We've also recently, last month itself, seen a series of cross-border strikes also taking place. In light of that, we've now gotten this fresh report by the UN Refugee Agency and the IOM. It's clearly an indication that the number of deportations, the number of arrests have risen sharply in the aftermath of the border crossings opening once this fragile ceasefire is in place. What do you make of these statistics at the outset?
There is a possibility that Pakistan is worrying the Taliban is entering the Pakistan. Because the recent clashes between Pakistan and Taliban originally came from the Taliban in Pakistan is exiled to the, or stay in Afghanistan, has returned to the Pakistan, and that is the problem. So that's why the view from the Pakistan, pushing the Taliban out of their country, so simply pushing to the Afghanistan. It's one of the operations the Pakistan need to do, and in this crackdown, there's a possibility this is related move. That's why the recent weeks it has happened. So this is not recent years or recent months. This is recent week because of the recent crisis between two countries is related.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, so requesting you to stay on with us as we're tracking further updates. Meanwhile, viewers, in Bangladesh, a Pakistani Navy ship PNSF has now arrived at the Chittagong port on a 4-day goodwill visit to the country. Both countries now seem to be rebuilding ties after decades of cold relations in the aftermath of the Bangladeshi liberation struggle in 1971. Now, during this particular visit, the commanding officer of PNSF and other members of the delegation are scheduled to pay courtesy calls on Commander of the Chattogram Naval Area, Commander of the BN Fleet, and Area Superintendent Dockyard. Meanwhile, officials from Pakistan High Commission in Dhaka and senior officers of the Bangladeshi Navy were also present to welcome the visiting ship and its team. Major General Shashi Asthana, defense expert from New Delhi, still with us on the broadcast. Interesting developments coming in. We've of course seen a Pakistani ship dock in Chattogram a while back as well. This time it's a key Navy ship of the Pakistani Navy. We've seen, ties, Yunus at least attempting to sort of recalibrate ties with Islamabad. There have been meetings between Yunus and Shehbaz Sharif. He's endorsed Sharif's call to revive the SARC. We've also, in fact, seen this year ISI Chief Lieutenant General Asim Malik visiting Bangladesh as well. What is this all an indication of? Bangladesh, of course, suffered at the hands of Pakistanis back in 1971 when the genocide was carried out by the Pakistani army itself. And what sort of concerns does India have with this?
See, the current developments, we can call it as a strategic reorientation or a strategic realignment, which is being done by the new caretaker government leader, and that is Mohammad Yunus. Now, he has been parachuted from America, and therefore he has a different kind of interests and is almost, shall I say, trying every effort to erase the history of 1971 war liberation. Now, in that liberation, obviously, Pakistanis did fair amount of atrocities, and therefore there was a ban. There was hardly any shipment which went to Bangladesh from Pakistan in the last 53 years. And any trade which was happening, it was happening via Dubai or via other common friends. So this is how they have been doing. But now what has happened is that with a pro-US government in Bangladesh, which is trying to somehow erase the past and build up relations with Pakistan. Similarly, Pakistan itself has a newfound relevance for the United States because of certain actions which took place between Israel and Iran. And US also felt that there is a strategic relevance in case of Iran option with Pakistan, and therefore perhaps there is some kind of bonhomie and some kind of support from the United States to Pakistan. Now, Pakistan feels that there is an opportunity, and so does perhaps Yunus feels to gain some kind of attention. So, therefore, there is a strategic alignment which has taken place, which India has to take note of, certainly. It is a cause of concern, and it is a risk which is increasing on our eastern borders as well. So, therefore, I think it has to be taken seriously and monitored, which I am sure the Indian establishment is doing. And we are taking appropriate measures in a manner that there are fair amount of exercises which are taking place in that area, adjoining areas as far as the Indian borders are concerned. Some increased vigilance is also taking place. And therefore, I think India is very well aware and concerned of the kind of developments which are taking place now, which are not strategically very comfortable to India.
Interestingly, recently we've also seen Mohammad Yunus gifting a controversial artwork to a Turkish delegation, Turkish parliamentary delegation that was visiting. The artwork features a distorted map of Bangladesh that extends into India's northeast. This controversial artwork was gifted to a Pakistani general last month as well. This, of course, comes in the aftermath of Yunus making some very caustic remarks regarding India's chicken neck. What sort of signaling is he trying to send New Delhi? Is this raising alarm bells? If so, how should India respond?
See, as far as Mohammad Yunus is concerned, he is certainly taking a stance which is not comfortable to India, and therefore he is doing everything which perhaps is not conducive to the Indo-Bangladesh relation. But his, I think, days are limited. As far as we are concerned, there is a need to have some kind of strategic patience, because the Bangladesh is geographically so located that they cannot be without India. Their entire electricity, their water, everything goes from India. And therefore, after the Yunus era is over, which hopefully should be over in next few months, I think we will need to take the stance of the new government, whichever is the government which comes in power, and then work out things with them. As far as the preparedness is concerned, I think there is no let up on military preparedness as well as intelligence is concerned. And even if some of these irritants do land up into some kind of skirmishes in the borders, I think India is more than adequately prepared. So I don't think that's a concern, and I don't think we should be far too aggressive as far as responses are concerned, because let's wait on for another couple of months and let the actual government, elected government, come to power, because Yunus by itself is in last leg, and he is doing some kind of actions, perhaps to please some of the bosses who have installed him there.
Indeed, speaking of the bosses and the larger game plan, it's not just the United States that is interested in Bangladesh. China too. It's trying to revive the Lal Monirhat Air Base, which is just 12 to 15 kilometers from India's border. Keeping this in mind, what is the larger game at play over here? Because on one hand, we do know that the US administration in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor has drifted towards Pakistan, primarily to address Afghanistan and the Bagram Air Base issue, because we've seen meetings take place between General Kurilla of CENTCOM and Asim Munir on that front. But on the other, as far as the Indo-Pacific is concerned, United States is looking at containing China. So how does China figure into this entire equation?
China figures very importantly for the simple reason, because the kind of big power contestation which we used to talk of in other areas has also landed up in South Asia. Now, from American point of view, a friendly government in Bangladesh is a problem for India as well as China, and that suits the United States. As far as China is concerned, in case there is a government in Bangladesh which is meeting their strategic requirements, they will be more than happy. Now, as far as the airfield which you just mentioned, that meets their strategic requirements in some manner or the other. So they were trying to work it out. Similarly, Americans were trying to work out another port,
Yes.
which Sheikh Hasina refused to give it to them. So these are the pressures which perhaps both sides are trying to work it out. Yunus was trying to get the best of both, that is China as well as America. Let's see what the next government does. Obviously, the effort of this big power contestation is going to continue, and India will have to certainly look after its own interest. And our capacity building as well as better preparedness is the only answer as far as Bangladesh is concerned and as far as that border is concerned.
All right, Major General Asthana, with that, I'd like to thank you for taking out time sharing your analysis with us on NewsX World.